What happens when you finally kick the bucket, so to speak? Is it just lights out, or is there something more? Even with all our scientific understanding these days, it seems a surprising number of us still believe in life after death. Back in 2014, UK citizens were surveyed by The Telegraph, and just under 60% of respondents indicated they believed a part of them endures beyond physical existence. Across the pond in the US, which is still a predominantly Christian nation, Pew Research in 2015 posed a similar question: what happens after you die? The findings reveal that 72% of Americans held the belief that they would ascend to heaven, described as a realm where people who have led good lives receive eternal blessings. Conversely, 54% of US adults stated their belief in hell portrayed as a place where individuals who have led wicked lives and depart without remorse face everlasting retribution. So whether it's dwelling in a cloud-filled paradise or facing a fiery realm, it's clear many believe in a journey beyond. But what if we set aside the spiritual for a moment and look at the grounded scientific facts about what actually happens to the body when we die? Physicians determine someone is deceased because their heart ceases its rhythm and their brain displays no electrical impulses. Brain death fundamentally means dead, although modern medical technology might sustain basic bodily functions for a short while. You can also experience what's known as cardiac death, which means the heart stops beating and blood no longer circulates through your body. The truly strange, even almost miraculous aspect is that individuals who have undergone cardiac death but were subsequently revived have often reported being conscious of their surroundings. Others have spoken of an experience akin to walking towards a bright light during such near-death encounters. You can indeed be brought back from what doctors term clinical death, but you typically have a brief window of only about 4 to 6 minutes. However, if you reach that light and pass through it without return, we refer to that as biological death game, over the final whistle truly gone. This is where things can get a little unpleasant. But what do you care? You're dead. Once you've officially departed, your muscles become slack, and this means your sphincter muscles also loosen. So that hearty triple whopper and large fries you might have enjoyed for lunch will likely release their contents. Any gas stored within you may also escape, producing an odor. The same applies to the urine in your bladder. So dying, perhaps not surprisingly, can be a rather chaotic process. And gentlemen, you might even experience an ejaculation. For women, if you were pregnant, there's a rare phenomenon known as coffin birth, where the body may give birth after death. This doesn't happen frequently, but it occurs not through active pushing, but because gases building up in the abdomen apply pressure, squeezing the unborn child into the world. As the body continues to expel what is trapped inside, sounds might escape your mouth as residual air exits. Nurses and others working closely with deceased bodies have frequently described hearing surprisingly lifelike moans and groans. You might also notice a twitch or spasm, but this doesn't signify a return to life. These are merely reflex muscle activity. Additionally, a male body could soon get an erection if it died lying on its stomach and blood pooled in the lower extremities. All your blood will eventually settle in the lowest parts of your body, a phenomenon called livor mortis. This is responsible for the dark purple discoloration you've often seen on TV, appearing in parts of the body where blood has collected. These are just some of the peculiar things that can occur quite soon after your departure. With no blood flowing, your body will gradually lose heat, a process medically termed algor mortis, or more simply death chill. It will continue cooling until it reaches the ambient temperature of its environment. You will then become rigid within about 2 to 6 hours, which we call rigor mortis. This happens because calcium ions accumulate in your muscle cells. Without continuous blood flow, cells break down, leading to bacteria growth, and this is the start of decomposition. You might also appear as if your hair or nails have grown, but that's not actually the case. What's happening is your skin is receding, creating the illusion of growth. The skin will also loosen and blisters will begin to appear on the body. The next phase is known as putrefaction, where bacteria and other microorganisms begin to consume you. You'll soon emit an unimaginable stench, far worse than anything you could have conceived while alive. One person graphically described the smell as a pungent blend of rotten eggs, human waste, and a month-old unclean toilet intensified by a factor of 1,000. Truly repulsive. Eventually, everything that is soft becomes a viscous sludge with only hard tissues like bones, cartilage, and hair remaining intact. You're already well on your journey to decomposition by the time you're placed in the ground. However, if embalmed and buried, the process of decomposition can be significantly slowed with preserving chemicals inhibiting microbial activity. Left above ground, you'll be a liquefied mess within approximately 1 month, actively consumed by insects, maggots, plants, and even animals. If buried underground, some experts estimate it could take between 8 to 12 years before you're reduced to nothing but a skeleton. After around 50 years, even your bones will have largely integrated back into the earth. We should note that the speed of decomposition depends on countless environmental factors, too numerous to detail here, but we trust you grasp the overall picture. Now, while some individuals who've had near-death experiences recount them as breathtaking visions, that's not universally the case. One person recounting their experience on Reddit described it as follows: "It was just black emptiness. No thoughts, no consciousness, nothing." French philosopher René Descartes, pronounced René Descartes, theorized that the spirit existed independently of the physical form, a belief shared by many religions. Perhaps then when we die, something intangible truly does linger on. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, pronounced Friedrich Nietzsche, explored the concept of eternal recurrence or unending return, suggesting that all existence and energy in the universe has forever and will forever keep repeating itself into eternity. You would in essence relive the identical life path repeatedly, endlessly. Doesn't that make you want to truly live well now? We can draw parallels here with the Buddhist belief in the wheel of samsara, where all souls or lives begin a new cycle after death, though not necessarily the exact same life. This phenomenon is known as reincarnation, which some believe is connected to those moments we sometimes call déjà vu. Buddhists posit that we can break free from this relentless loop if we can reach true enlightenment, thereby attaining nirvana. Or do we simply make our way to heaven after our bodies stop functioning? Perhaps greeting St. Peter at the heavenly gates, hoping he won't deny us entrance for that sneaky candy bar we pilfered during our school trip to Niagara Falls. Will we be ushered into paradise, a realm brimming with exquisite feasts and captivating celestial beings that might just make your ethereal knees tremble? Or will we simply return to the earth, our souls, nothing more than a mere earthly delusion that diverted us from our cosmic insignificance and the sense of futility we occasionally feel on this planet? That's something we can't tell you, but we would genuinely love to know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And here is the video from Factverse A and Z. Thanks for watching.